in Jerusalem, and in East Jerusalem, which is primarily Arab, and in West Jerusalem, which is Jewish, and we're creating crossover between neighborhoods that have been segregated for years, and we have literally thousands of people participating in our events. And it all started because of a silly but fun backgammon game.
Great. Anybody know how to play backgammon in the audience? Raise your hand.
All right, good, because on Wednesday, guys, we're gonna have the Forbes 30 Under 30 Backgammon Championship. So I hope you start practicing. Forbes have promised a lucrative prize. We don't know what it's gonna be yet. They haven't told me yet now, so I'm using this stage to pressure them into selecting a really cool, exciting prize. But what I think kind of is so interesting about this project, is that it seems so simple and so obvious. It's just a silly little game. But there's a lot of power in play that I think we've kind of uncovered with this project. And one is really that games, particularly between two individuals, are able to really bring down divides and create empathy. And we know that there are studies that show that playing together just for 15 seconds are enough to convert a complete stranger to someone we feel the same degree of empathy towards as an old friend we've known for years, which is kind of, I think, where a lot of the power of this project comes from. But also, I'm finishing, but also, no, this is my fault, not Yossi's fault.
Okay.
All right, play.
Round of applause for Zaki. Move to the last chair. And now I would like to present to you Susan Brown from Australia. Susan, you have 3 minutes, or Sherry will kill both of us. Go ahead, what are you doing?
I am using drones to plant trees.
Drones to plant trees.
Yeah. So the way it works is we use fixed-wing drones to map the land, giving us detailed information, and then we can overlay a planting pattern. And this planting pattern gets uploaded into our quadrotor planting UAV, flies along and fires biodegradable seed pods into the soil. And so you can optimize the location, the penetration, and it contains all of these nutrients so that we can achieve scale.
Great, and where are you doing it?
Why am I doing it? We have a goal of planting 1 billion trees a year. And
A billion.
1 billion, 1
Not
billion.
a million, not a trillion, a billion.
Not a million, definitely 1 billion, maybe 10.
Here is a young lady with big ambition, okay? And and how you are going to do it?
We are going to do it first by planting. We've got 2 planting drones at the moment. We're going to scale up to 6 per team, so that when you have about 150 teams of just 2 people operating, we can actually plant 1 billion trees a year. Just 150 teams planting with drones.
And you already started doing it, or you are at trial? Where do you stand with the project?
We've planted a couple thousand. My team is planting right at the moment, doing some trials, and then it's up to scale. We really just need to get into more environments around the world. There are so many places that really need more trees to help their.
When do you think you will be planting the tree number 1,000,000,001?
Hopefully in 6 to 7 years, we'll get to 1 billion a year.
Yeah. She's trying to recruit people to run these 150 teams. Anybody interested? Raise your hand.
Woo!
See, you got some... And tell me one last thing. How you think it's going to change the world?
I think it's going to change the world by the very fact of we're planting these trees, but also it's changing the conversation from despair around the environment to engineers and businesses can actually have a positive impact on Earth.
By the way, you are not going to Haifa. In Haifa, we had an issue of quarry, you call it, where you take stone. Quarry, it was like a wound in the mountain of the Carmel, and what they've done exactly what you say. They mixed seeds with glue. They sprayed on the quarry on quite steep wall, and now it's totally covered. So maybe you should go and see it before you leave, before Sherry is becoming from behind the window, the curtain, please move to the next stage. And now I would like to invite Steven Eisen. יעלה ויבוא. Steven, you have exactly 2 minutes and 56 seconds, and it's going down quickly. So tell us, what are you doing and why you are doing?
So my goal is to bring balance to the world, and by doing that, reminding people to stay humble when they're on top of the world and hopeful when they've hit a low.
Who is in the audience? Who is humble? Raise your hand. You have a lot of people to work on.
So
Good. How you do it?
So if you look down at your wrist, you're all wearing a Lokai bracelet. Injected in the black ball is mud from the Dead Sea, and injected in the white ball is water from Mount Everest, which are the highest and lowest points on Earth. So the story that goes along with it is when you're on top of the world and you're having a great day, just remember that there's lower points and stay humble, and then when you've hit a low and you're going through a rough time in your life, there's always going to be better times.
And part of your revenues, I understand you are devoting to social purposes.
Yes.
Am I right?
Right. So
Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. So we donate 10% of our net profits to charity. In the past 3 years, we've been able to donate almost $8 million.
What are your future plans and future dreams?
So we're going to expand the line this summer, and we're actually going to make the bracelets 100% out of recycled material. So we're going to take PET bottles, plastic from the ocean, and turn that into the fiber and the string. And then Mount Everest is actually a really dirty place. So we're sending expeditions up Everest, bringing down empty oxygen tanks, and melting down that metal and using it for our products.
Yeah, I should introduce you to a fine Everest climber, but I will tell it to you in a minute. Before doing the bracelet, what were you doing?
I was in school. I came up with the idea for Lokai when I was a freshman in college. I was on vacation with my family and friends, thinking about how lucky I was to be there. But that week, my grandfather was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. And growing up, he was a huge part of my life, and that was the first time I really hit a low, and I just thought about how I was going through highs and lows, and how everyone has highs and lows in their life.
And this keep you sober.
Sorry?
This keep you sober.
This keeps me balanced.
Good. That's a good cause.
Right on time.
We are in time. Yeah, Sherry is very happy behind my back. You know, I don't even have to turn. What is your next event, Zaki?
So other than the big Forbes event happening on Wednesday, we're in the process of planning a regional backgammon championship, the Middle Eastern Backgammon Championship, that's supposed to take place in Jerusalem in the summer, at the end of the summer. And hopefully turn Jerusalem into the global capital also of backgammon. When the game comes from this region, you can trace it back nearly 6,000 years to Iraq. But people have always played it in Jerusalem, in Ramallah, in Cairo, in Marrakech. My grandfather would play it in Thailand. He's a Syrian Jew who immigrated to Thailand, and he would play it there. So we want to keep backgammon in this region, bring it back to where it belongs. We have teams already signing up from Turkey and from Jordan and Morocco. So hopefully we'll bring all these great people to celebrate play and to celebrate togetherness in Jerusalem in the summer. You're all invited, of course.
Who is going to attend the World Championship of Backgammon in Jerusalem? Raise your hand. You have some audience. Susan, before you went in to become a pilot of drones which plant trees, you've done some other things.
Yeah.
Can you share with us?
So I've started a couple of things. I actually did my PhD in nanotechnology to target drugs so that you reduce the side effects of cancer therapy. And I'm very passionate about what I do has a positive impact. And the companies I was starting a couple of ventures, they didn't do that. So one of them was an app company for rowing. So I used to row at college and started this app company so you could track all the sports and what have you, and we did it, it had lots of thousands of people downloading it, and I thought that was success, but what was the impact, you know? It wasn't that meaningful. And so what I'm doing now is really combining the engineering side and the business with impact. And so that's why I've transitioned into where I am.
Is it a for-profit or a non-profit venture?
We are for-profit. So the whole idea is that we can be a sustainable company, we can be a for-profit business, but our core goal is environmental impact. So it's like creating a movement at the same time as a business, right? Because you guys, you're a movement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you ever make it for profit?
I don't think so. We are developing a kind of monetization strategy for what we're doing because I'm tired of fundraising. And you know, when people love to show up and play, but when they're asked to open their wallets, it's not always easy. So we're kind of thinking of maybe turning this into a for-profit venture. But no, I think part of the power of something like this is that it's a movement and it's not corrupted by money. I mean, it's essential.
Yeah.
Suzanne, can you explain how much it costs to plant a tree?
Yeah, I mean, the cost of planting a tree, it ranges from maybe 50 cents up to, say, $10 to plant a tree. So this is why it's so difficult to plant. I mean, we cut down about 15 billion trees each year, and we replant about 9 billion. That's really impressive, replanting 9 billion trees, but it means that we've got a net loss of 6 billion trees every single year. And so the idea of automation is being able to reduce that price so that you can actually get rid of the deficit and then start to replant the earth. Yeah.
Exactly how many people joined your movement until now?
So in our first event in Beit Hanina, which is a neighborhood in East Jerusalem, we had 150 people show up, a third of whom were Jews from West Jerusalem, many of whom who've never actually been to Palestinian East Jerusalem. They've never crossed the divide until they came to play backgammon. And in our last event, we had 700 people. And so far we've probably engaged close to 2,500 people in our events so far.
You have to increase the rate, I guess. Maybe you should use drones.
To drop backgammon games.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about drones dropping anything from the sky in this region, unless they're trees.
No, this is really amazing to see three young guys. Really, each one come with a different idea how to solve some world issues. Who in the audience is involved in social entrepreneurship? Can you raise your hand? Good, very good. Tell me after the session what you are doing. Steven, where you see your next product? What will be your next product?
Were you listening earlier?
Pardon?
I explained earlier.
Yeah, but can you elaborate on it?
Alright, so besides what we're doing,
I was very busy, to watch the vlog because of the fear from the back end.
so everyone's wearing a classic Lokai, but we actually make limited edition colors.
Yeah, this you say the right recycling. Yeah, you see, I was able to collect the vapor of my memory, but after that, what are you going to do?
It's alright. So we do limited edition colors for different causes. So we've done Alzheimer's Association, Make-A-Wish Foundation, breast cancer. The one we just most recently did was orange for mental health.
So you see it as a kind of a fundraising tool for social causes.
Yeah.
Good. And how many years you are engaged in it?
Say it again.
How long you are doing it by now?
We launched about
I know that you said it when I watched the watch.
We launched about 3.5 years ago.
3.5 years. That's good. And Susan, what will be your next product after the drones?
Well, that would be who knows? Sky's the limit. Or maybe the sky isn't the limit because we're already in the sky. So, but I mean, for us, we started with a mission to plant 1 billion trees a year. At first,
You start small and then you...
Yeah, exactly. And we thought everyone was saying you're crazy, you're crazy, you're crazy. 1 billion sounds like a lot. And then we were told, by one of the CTO of the World Resources Institute. We had a call with him and he said, guys, I love your vision, but can you make it 100x? And we thought, what? You want 100 billion trees a year? Okay, that's going to be difficult. No, but for us, it's changed from trees, just trees, to entire ecosystems. So it's not just about planting trees, it's about planting bushes and grasses, bacteria, fungi. It's so much richer than what we started with. And so being able to achieve that goal, really, of restoring entire ecosystems so that you improve the water, you improve the soil, you improve local agriculture, that is where we want to go. Yeah.
Awesome.
Stephen, I wanted to ask, you've got so many missions. Do any of them mean more to you specifically? I mean, they mean so much to everybody else, but do any of them mean more to you?
Yeah, so for me, the partnership with the Alzheimer's Association was close to my heart because my grandfather was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and that's why I came up with the idea. And then also, we partnered with Make-A-Wish Foundation last year, and I had the opportunity to go on a few wishes, and the impact that it has on those kids, you can't describe unless you're there. It's incredible.
So you feel really that you are carrying out a mission, not just making the stuff.
Yeah.
Joseph, can I ask you a question?
I'm sorry?
I want to ask you a question. So you've
We
been...
have time? Yeah. I'm supposed to ask. I'm terrified, you know. She told me if you are out of time, she said she will come on the stage and pull me by the ear. Right? Yeah, go ahead.
So you've invested in what, close to 80 companies over the years, and a lot of promising entrepreneurs. And I wonder if you've been able to develop any kind of pattern recognition as to kind of who are the types of people who are able to make these big impacts, or who are the type of people who are able to really create the value that we're all looking for.
This is worth a talk of 50 minutes, but I will try to tell you in capsule. Number one, I zero on talent. Talent is the most important thing. And number two, I try to find people that other than being good entrepreneurs, they also have good virtue as person, as human being. You know that one of the things which I'm asking my potential investees if they are volunteering in anything, because if somebody is volunteering and he tell you what is volunteering, it gives a lot of information about his character. And since I'm quite old and very cynical, when he tell me that he volunteer, I ask him who run the program, and then I call the guy who run the program to ask him about the person, and you get a lot of information. But this doesn't belong to this station. To this session, I'm supposed to ask you, and not you supposed to ask me. So.
And you answered anyway. Wait,
So tell me, how you select your partners to this? Each one of you have partners. You are not working a lot, right? So tell me, Susan, tell me one word about the people you are working with, and then Zaki, you and you also, Stephen.
I mean, I think for a startup that wants to really achieve impact, diversity is probably the most important factor, and that's diversity of skill set, of experience, of background, age, gender. And this really, I think it's one thing which has caused the most tension in communication, because sometimes you say, I just don't understand you, why are you doing this? But ultimately it builds strength. We go faster, we build better systems, and I think we'll have more impact because of it.
Zaki, who are the people you are working with?
So partnerships are really, really important in what we do because we're really trying to bridge divides between different types of communities. And so I think it's really important to also work with partners who represent these diverse communities. And I think part of our strength is that our movement is led by Jews and Arabs who come from the field, who grew up in these regions, who understand things kind of deeply, and who really see eye to eye with regard to our vision. So we have some really great partners, and we've all really done it together.
What about football? Why Bergamo?
So I think football typically brings in like a national component because people play for teams and for countries and for nations and for flags, and there's something I think a little bit more kind of accessible in a game that's really one-on-one between these two people.
Steven, who are the people you are working with? Who is on your team?
So we listen to our community a lot, and we get a lot of outreach on different causes people want to support. And we kind of take it as our mission to figure out those causes and find the best partner within that space that will be partnered with that can have the most impact with the money we're able to donate.
Good. We have another 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I would like to suggest to answer one question. Anybody from the audience, but we don't have microphone, you have to scream. Any question? Can you please stand up but scream? Yes, you don't look, yeah. Your name? No, your name? Your name? Bricky! Bricky! Whatever. Question. The question is if when she moved from region to region, will she consult with local communities what type of trees she will plant? And I will give a region for example to make it easier for you. Suppose you go to the Sahara.
Then not only would I say what species are you interested in, but also our solution is not for you. It's all, when we talk about innovation, it's also about having empathy and appropriate solutions, and recognizing when you're the right solution, and also making sure that we don't just use our fancy technology and plant a whole lot of eucalyptus or something. It is exactly that. It's partnering with local organizations, right? Partnering with people who understand the land best. And ultimately, our aim is to make this a product. So instead of selling shovels, we sell drones. We sell it to local people who can be empowered, and they can then change the world, not us.
Are you Brittany? Are you joining the team? Yes. Okay, good. We have to wrap it up. What I would like to suggest as one thought to take away is that great ideas are starting not necessarily by experienced people. On the contrary, experienced people usually experience difficulties, etc. They lose the naivete. Great idea starting by people like everybody here in the audience. Ronald Cohen, when he started the worldwide phenomena of venture capital, you heard was maybe around 30, maybe less than 30, maybe a little bit older than 30. So what you can learn from this gentleman, dream big and go and execute it. Thank you very much and see you next hearing. And anybody who wants to take private lesson from Zaki on Bergamo to prepare himself for Wednesday, talk to him outside of the tent. Thank you very much.